When I was over in Slovenia, I was commenting on the quality and the beauty of the roads and how we don't have that in Bristol. The question is though, what do we have in the UK and which are some of the best driving roads? I'm here with a group of my mates. Say hello, people. Yes, the enthusiasm is ripe and all of our JDM cars, and we're going to go and drive today up the A39, better known as the Atlantic Highway, to see is it really one of the best driving roads in the UK. If you've never heard of it, the road that we're driving today is, like I said, the A39, which is better known as the Atlantic Highway. It runs across the top end of Devon for several hundred miles all the way down the top of that part of the country, but we're going to be doing about an 80-mile stretch of it today from Bridgwater, where we started, through Minehead and on across the top of Devon until we hit Barnstaple. I've never driven this road before. All I know about it is I've been told that it's one of the best driving roads in the UK, and that after we pass Minehead, it's supposed to open up into these just beautiful, sweeping countryside roads with the sea over on our side. I guess a key question at this point is what constitutes a good driving road? I'm sure everybody's got their own criteria, but for me it involves what's the quality of the road like? Are there potholes and drops on the side, or is it nice and smooth and freshly tarmacked or asphalted? Does it have those sweepy up and down bumps that causes people like me in quite low tuner cars to fear bottoming out every time we start to bounce? What's the speed limit like? Is it a national speed limit? Are we able to get up a bit of speed, especially when going around these big open countryside roads? And on that, is there going to be much traffic? Obviously we can't do much about that, and it is bank holiday, so could go either way. What are the views like? Is it all the same kind of road, like open countryside, or do we have a mix of countryside and seaside and forest roads and a healthy balance? Is it straights or is it twisties? Some people favour either. I like a bit of a combination of the two. Is there a good chance a horse or a goat is just going to randomly step out in front of me? Because that happened this morning. A goat ran out in front of me as I was making my way down here through Cheddar Gorge. It's not fun when that happens. But really, I think you can sum all this up into a final kind of neat little ball and just say, is it fun? You know, you can have fun driving through a slow, twisty road at 30 miles an hour, and you can have fun on wide, sweeping roads at the speed limit. There's all these different kind of ways of enjoying the process of driving, and so really what we're looking for today is to answer the question, is driving the Atlantic Highway fun? And if so, is it more fun than every other road in the UK? Because that's a big ask. So far it's been nothing really to write home about. These are typical British countryside roads, a typical A road, except for the fact that I've got a Lancia Integrale in front of me, which is very rarely seen and lovely to follow, but otherwise these are typical A roads in the UK. Bit of countryside on either side, generally pretty decent condition, open enough, you know, just all right roads. We're about half the way to Minehead, about, I don't know, 10 miles in or so. And so far, I've got to give this road a decent rating. It's generally pretty smooth. There's no drops at the side. It's open enough. It's nice and clear, although I have just been stuck behind a van for the last couple of miles, but that's not the road's fault. And now it's starting to rain. It said it wasn't going to do that. The thing we need to be careful to avoid on this road are these like fun-looking little single tracks that head off into the hillsides. Yes, they look like they're going to be fun, but for people like me with 4 inches of clearance on the bottom, I like to call those roads the exhaust shredders. A moment ago, a bunch of police just came hurtling past me. And now is a road closure here with a diversion. I'm now officially off the A39, hopefully temporarily. And we've got a little road that we're having to navigate our way down because the police have blocked the one sole route to the A39, and it looks like I've just got this for like 3 or 4 miles and then it rejoins where I want to go. But ooh, it's a cool looking road though. Wow. Okay, the sea is there. You might just be able to peep it as we go around some of these corners, but all right, this is a lush bit of road. There's no one here. I don't know why this road's so empty. I mean, obviously doing that was literally the only possible way of turning around that corner. Traction control off, drift the corner. What a lovely bit of road. Oh, this was unexpected. I wouldn't have taken this if it wasn't for the police blocking the road off, so thank you, constables. Okay, Mr. Tollman, fair enough. Your £3 is acceptable when you get to drive views that look like this. Those, my friends, are the British Quantock. This is where Mark got lost and ended up in a shed.
Sort of slipped into a kind of mini ravine.
So this will be why the road's closed. The police are at this other end, blocking it all off. Well, good thing they're ferrying everybody down a charged road. Thank you very much. Well, we're back on the A39. So now what? What's next? We're just continuing to head, I think, north. But it's difficult to tell at this point. I don't know where we are. Just had to stop for a minute because when people talk about the beauty of the wild British countryside, they're talking about this. I mean, come on. And we've just driven from that little road you can just see down there, up over these hills, then down here, over that crest over there, and disappear that way. And if we look over there, let's go take a wander. So we come from up here, and we're going down there. Oh, and look, there's the sea. I mean, it's pretty different to the Alps, but it's pretty lush, even though it's overcast and dripping with rain. I think we've finally reached the apex of this driving road and the bit that everybody says is going to be one of the most beautiful roads in the UK. Let's prepare mentally, physically, and emotionally. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. Wow. Big, long, empty, slightly bumpy. Oh boy. And you can see for miles, which is great, because if you want to like give it a little bit of oomph, there's a lot less risk that there's anything else coming the other way. You don't need to drive these roads at like breakneck speeds in order to really enjoy them. I mean, I'm driving enthusiastically, but you know, below the limit, and it's still a lot of fun. generally keeping it in fifth, keep the revs a little higher. Bit of heel towing, keep the speed up through the corners. Oh my God, though, it's lush. Okay, I get it. I get why people like this road. Damn. Though the gang is all behind me, so we don't get to see much of them at this part. Oh wow. Oh, this is what everybody told me about. The cliffside mountain roads. Okay, yeah. We don't want to go fast along here. We want to just take a bit of this in. Oh, that's nice. If I'm quiet, it's just because I'm concentrating, but yeah, I'm enjoying this road. I see the appeal. I see why people suddenly said, oh, you'll know when you're at the good bit. We know, we're at it. I posed two questions really at the start of this video. Can we have roads here in the UK that equal or surpass the majesty of driving in Slovenia and Italy in the Alps? And secondly, is this the greatest driving road in the UK? Both of those questions are currently impossible to answer. I will say these British roads are performing a hell of a lot better than I thought they would when I made that statement that we don't have roads like that in the UK. And it's true, we don't have roads like that in the UK because we don't have slow, twisting, hairpin drives up the side of mountains. At least not in this part of the UK anyway. But we do have something that perhaps nowhere else in the world can offer. We have our own version of majesty. We have the big, open, sweeping countryside that Britain is so famous for. So can we compete with Slovenia in the Alps? Yeah, I guess so, but in our own kind of special way, in a way that's quintessentially British. But as part of the second question, is this the greatest driving road in the UK? I can't answer that, purely because I've not driven all of the roads in the UK. So I guess that's next. There are a lot of different kinds of drives in the UK that are considered like fantastic. We've obviously got the mountains of Scotland and we've got the NC 500. All these iconic driving roads with their own various depictions of what majesty means. So how am I going to be able to answer the question, is this the greatest driving road in the UK? Simple. We're going to go and drive all the other ones that people say are the best and then make our own mind up. But most importantly, has it been fun? Oh yeah, what a day to spend with your mates. I've led this convoy of JDM classics for the majority of this route, and it's always great just peeping into my mirror and seeing them all driving behind me. It gives me real Fast and the Furious vibes, and I always like going for drives with my crew. I started, like I say, at Bridgwater, and I'm stopping at Barnstaple, but it continues for like another 150 mile. I'm doing probably 70 mile of it, so there's loads left to do. And I think it's going to be a whole like bank holiday weekend job, and we'll go and do the whole thing. Because, yeah, this road's fun. It's got a mixture of things. It's got a mixture of rally feel, open countryside drives where you can see for miles and get up to some really good speed. It's got the little sweeping complex corners throughout the woods that keep you on your toes, especially around the hairpins if you've got a rear wheel drive car and you've turned traction control off. It's got big open views of the sea, and right now it's got a bunch of rain, but it's not really dampening the spirits. Even though the rain is starting to come down relatively heavy now, doesn't matter. I still enjoy this kind of driving. Just makes it a little bit spicier on the occasional corner. I just want to thank all the crew that came along on the drive with me today. I'm going to flash all of their Instagrams up along here, so if you want to go and check out any of their cars, then you feel free to do so. And a lot of them have been graciously filming B-roll and taking photographs for me today, and I'm really thankful for that. So thanks a lot, guys. Your attendance has been fantastic and your support is always meaningful. So the question I'm going to leave you all with is, where do you think, if you've got any concept, is the greatest driving road in the UK, and which one should we head to and check out next? I'm completely open to suggestions, and I'm very happy to travel literally anywhere in the UK. So throw your suggestions in the comments of where we should go to next. I'm going to concentrate now because this rain is really starting to come down, and I'm in a rear-wheel drive car on twisty little roads. So yeah, caution is required. So focus time. You go and do whatever you're going to do for the rest of the day. And whatever you do, have a wicked one. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, people. Bye-bye.